What happens when the Simpsons buy a camper? There's a big difference between the Simpsons and Flanders mowers. Flanders even bought a camper. His camper has a satellite dish. Homer asks him about it, and goes to the camper sales store. The salesman sees them and comes out to greet them. He started telling them about the camper. The car had a lot of space and was very upscale. Homer liked it so much, he asked for a price. The salesman starts to brag about him, and brings him into the office to talk more, but Homer's credit score set off the alarm. Homer had to choose a used camper. After negotiating the price, Homer bought the car. He drove it to Flanders to show it off. Then he took his family on a camping trip. He was the first car. The others had to follow. Homer took the car into the woods. It's a bumpy ride. He drives it into the river. Across the river, the car got faster and faster. After the children called out, he braked. However, they were hanging on the edge of the cliff swaying. Homer reassures the family not to panic, but they flee. Homer follows them out of the car. The car falls off the cliff and explodes. The Simpsons lost their belongings. What happens when the Simpsons get an elephant? Bart won an award from the radio station. His wish is an elephant. Bart was put in the mouth of an elephant. It even broke the wall with its butt. The elephant was handcuffed, and it started to roar and destroy things. Homer was saying bad things about it, so it put Homer in his mouth. Homer's drinking, and it's eating peanuts. It lacks nutrients, so Homer lets it eat plants from the park. He even put a bird on his head like an elephant. Bart climbs into the tree house to sleep, only to be picked up by the elephant, and put in his mouth again. In order to earn some money, Homer gives the elephant to the children to play with. However, unable to make ends meet, Homer plans to sell the elephant to an ivory trader. At night, Bart uncuffs the elephant and lets it go. The elephant charged regardless, and Bart ran after it. It passed the party meeting site, came to the peanut factory, broke in. Bart is looking for an elephant, but he sees only a sculpture of an elephant. The elephant appeared and stroked the sculpture with its trunk. Then Homer found them. He's standing in the swamp, trying to save himself but sinking deeper. Bart lets the elephant fish Homer out. Homer thanked it very much. Eventually, they sent the elephants to a sanctuary. The elephant put Bart on its back and walked away. It's bumping into its companion, just like Homer bumping into Keeper. Did you know that Abe was an international spy? Terrence is in charge of hunting down a spy codenamed Gray Fox. The spy served in World War II with the Hefighters. Sources say he's been lurking in Springfield, ready to steal their secrets. Terrence said he could find the spy quickly. Turns out 50 years had passed. He looks at the nuclear power plant, and realizes it's his last chance. Abe pulls down the closet light and sees Terrence. He was scared to the ground, and Homer was also scared to lack oxygen. Terrence takes Homer to the bar. He knew Homer like the back of his hand, which scared Homer so much that his neck turned fuzzy. Terrence told Homer about his past. His father had been fired from his job as an agent because he was always making mistakes. That's why Terrence wanted to be an agent. He called Homer in the middle of the night, claims he has proof that Abe is a spy. He pulls out a piece of paper with all the evidence that Abe is a spy. It made Homer sweat. The next day, Terrence and Homer come down to the docks. At this moment, Abel was resting on a chair. The second man came over to meet. Abel took the other person's cane. As he walks along, the two men slip papers into his pocket. Homer decides to take the spy, Abel, and the two men walk down the hall. They were tied up in a car by Terrence, who had a gun. Abe says he's not a spy. That's the money he paid for his blood pressure medicine. The police found them and